Let me share screen. Just down. Where are you guys? Okay, make that smaller. Okay. Well, I don't know. You want to start, Dave?
Sure.
All right. Let's go for Dave's.
Oh,
Okay, everybody. This week, can you hear me? Is my mic on?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
great. This week I have some beautiful museum pieces. Recently, we took a trip to Houston to visit the Fine Arts Museum and the Natural History Museum. They have a magnificent collection of fine arts and antiquities and whatnot. Now, what you're looking at here is a Fabergé egg.
Okay.
And the through line concept of my batch this week is focus. And it's very hard to focus in a museum because, isn't it, folks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Kim?
Glass and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, they don't allow tripods and uh, it's very dim lighting. So the slightest bit of camera shake is going to create a out of focus picture. So I'm really happy to present a focused photograph. Of course, the Fabergé egg is priceless, and I had an armed guard breathing down my neck, and I didn't want to put the camera right on the security glass. So I'm just really happy to have
Oh,
acquired this
I have,
photograph.
yeah, asked for forgiveness.
Yeah,
I've tripped alarms before too.
they had
Oh,
the
Yeah.
Russian Tsar's treasures, and I took a lot of photos, but a lot of them didn't focus because of the dim lighting and the security glass. Now, on this particular picture, folks, my wife got out the radial filter. So we got a little vignette around the corners, and she managed that the radial filter has a lot of button gadgets to push and pull, and she managed to get an elliptical shape to mimic the egg, and then we
Oh,
applied that lightly.
nice.
So you can see there's a nice vignette. Gives it a nice mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get through all that background distraction too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's
So
quite a collection. In fact, I was really impressed with the museums in Houston. They're pretty amazing.
they're amazing. Their collections are magnificent. What the art they have. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one that had all this pre-Columbian gold stuff.
Oh, the
Just
gold.
on that.
They're
Yeah.
dripping with gold, Sandy, in there.
Yeah. Just on that.
Diamonds, emeralds, rubies. They have so much gorgeous riches and treasures in Houston.
Yep. Pretty amazing place. All right. Let's go to the next one here.
Okay, folks, I wanted to visit the newly constructed King Tut's tomb in the Houston Natural History Museum. And they have a wonderful hall of Egyptian antiquities. Of course, what you're looking at here is the bust of Nefertiti,
Mhm.
Queen of Egypt. And I'm just so happy I could get this focused photograph. Nefertiti, she lived over 3,300 years ago in ancient Egypt. She was married to Pharaoh Akhenaten, which makes her King Tut's mother. Y'all looking at King Tut's mother. So this particular bust is so famous. This is a replica. The real one is in Berlin, and the Egyptians want it back because this is one of the world's treasures. It stacks up to the Mona Lisa in the eyes of the world
Yeah.
for her beauty and eternal mystique. So I'm just so happy I could get a focused photograph through the security glass and nothing to hang my camera on, just holding it out.
Good shot.
And what I did here to enhance the beauty is I took out the background and put the solid black background.
Yeah. Good one.
Yeah, works.
nice. Works great.
Yeah, yeah. So just really happy to have gotten a focused photograph. It's not easy in a museum. Okay, folks, there was a wonderful exhibition of Italian medieval knights in armor and tapestries and all kind of crafted metals. And here is a gorgeous full-size knight on his armored horse. It looks like a model, folks, but this is full size and it's very grand. And I took so many pictures of it. And it wasn't until I went up to the second level mezzanine where I could hang my camera on a handrail and zoom in and get a focus picture. So again, super happy. It was very dim, dramatic lighting, took lots of pictures. I would always recommend to take a lot of pictures of a subject in a museum because they don't turn out right all the time. They're out of focus. So anyways, I wanted to show this. Very happy to have gotten a focused picture.
Always check your work before you leave. You can always shoot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to shoot. If you find a subject that you really like, shoot it 5-8 times, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys might notice I'm experimenting with colored borders at 4%. I pick out a color that's in the photo and put it onto the border.
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it does. Very nice.
That poor horse must have had a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, an ancient Greek vase. This amphora obviously is depicting some sort of battle scene or mythical scene that they have in Greece, ancient Greece. And this is real simple. I just wanted to see if I could get a nice museum picture of a vase, a Greek vase. Took out the background that was very distracting. It was this is a very big amphora and it was huge and you could see a lot of stuff through the glass. So I took that out. And again, here I picked out one of the ochre colors inside the picture, put it on the border. I think it works good.
Yeah.
And Sandy, on this one, I had to reduce the glare 15%, but I can only do it in my equipment. I can only do it globally. So if you can see on the soldier's shoulder here, yeah, I got one hot spot.
I think you did a pretty good job there, Dave.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
think you
Alan.
did.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. So
I
see,
like the light around the rim of it and
yeah,
handles.
And shooting through glass is just so problematic.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
But again, one of the greatest lessons I've gotten in this group, Sandy, is when James Murphy told me to put my lens right on the glass.
Yeah. Try to spot
Because
that.
it cuts the extraneous glare and reflections. And Jim, thank you, because my photography has developed. I love shooting objects and always they're behind glass because I'm in museums all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, you
So
can get a rubber attachment that go on the front of the glass to seal it off.
Yes, right.
rubber attachment.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a hood that you can put on the lens and then it attaches to the glass.
Like
Yeah, you snug it up against the glass. It's black and it's about 8 or 10 inches in diameter.
Well,
So it takes away a lot of the extraneous glare.
are the security guards going to go for that, or are they
Oh,
going to
yeah.
think I'm cutting a hole to
Gives
steal
the
the egg?
you can always tell them that you're not cutting a hole.
Yeah. I'll tell you that
See where that goes.
Fabergé egg guard was fully armed and
Yeah.
eyeballing me like a hawk.
What time are you just casing it for later?
Yeah, right. I'm dropping in later tonight on a parachute on a wire.
Borrowing Tom Cruise's rig, right?
Right, a la Tom Cruise.
Alrighty.
Okay, folks, we're getting through our museum visit and the beautiful Venus, albeit her derriere view, I didn't think that we could handle the full frontal blast, folks. So, very gorgeous piece of marble, full scale. Marble is another material very hard to photograph because it's so white. So it's very challenging, and it's always freestanding. So the lighting is usually dramatic and beautiful, but you got to hold your camera still to get this.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, folks, I had a wonderful visit in Houston, and I recommend, just Sandy, like you just said, they have a magnificent art museum.
What speed were you using, Dave?
What, Alan?
What speed on your camera? How fast?
Alan, I'm shooting, what do you call it? Auto.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think
my
ISO
camera,
setting on yours. Yeah.
you know, my camera is a simple bridge camera, and I stick it on auto, and it shoots for me. I'm not doing this. I'm not the guy doing this. Alan, I'm sorry, I don't know the
Okay.
facts.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on the back of the picture. I don't know.
Probably on the EXIF data.
Yeah, Sandy, does this have metadata on the back?
It might. I don't know. Let's see here. Can I get info from here?
I was just thinking if the speed is so low because of the light, then that's you want to try and get it higher as high as you can to avoid the shake.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's looking like
Right.
no. It's only giving you pixel count and color sync.
It doesn't give you the
No. Well, let's see if there's anything else in here.
the speed.
No. No.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Nice. Well,
Thank
Looks
you,
like a good-
everybody.
Looks like a good visit.
Thank you.
I guess we can go up to
Very
Al
nice.
way down the line here.
Okay.
Oh, loons.
Well, I got a loan the other week there. This is a different one. And the last time I went out to try and shoot these guys, they were so far away, it was just useless. So there was a little boat on the lake, a little paddle boat. So I jumped in that. I had my daughter with me, jumped on that, and after we just figured out how to get it going in the right direction, we finally got a little bit closer to them. So this is Mrs. Lynn with her family of two.
That's nice.
That's a great, yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe taking off some of the screen on top.
Taking the green off, yeah.
I can't resist. Here you go.
Oh, well, they were starting to call because we were probably getting a little bit too close to them, which is was very close, but yeah. In fact, they were coming towards us. So.
Wow.
I didn't realize their eyes are kind of recessed.
Well, they're kind of red as well, so yeah. It's just a beautiful bird.
Yes, they were really
And it's
pretty
pretty rare here.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. There's not very many of them around. But yeah. So I was down as close to the water as you can get without getting wet.
Uh,
And so it's almost eye to eye.
wow.
Great shot.
Yeah, I like that.
What do they call the little loons?
Loonies.
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 And if you think I just made that up, you're right.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah. I have no idea what they're called. But this is a beautiful little lake. It's just a small lake. It's not all that far from here. So
Yeah, let's
It-
ask Surrey.
Here, you mean,
Oh,
are you
baby
in
loon.
Canada?
from where I live, yeah, it's maybe about 30-minute drive from here.
Well, nothing fancy. A baby loon is called a loon chick.
A loon chick.
Yeah.
So you didn't believe the loony either, eh? So
Yeah, well, I thought it was cute, but I I thought that was a nickname for your coins.
yeah, well, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I was kind of going
Oh.
through my library, and
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was going through it. And this is a shot I got down in Arizona.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a good
And
one.
I was just like, cute. I was just applying a slightly different technique to it. I was trying to blur the background a little bit.
Yeah. Working good.
Yeah, I think that helps.
And putting the, monochromatic background helped stand the bird out as well. So
Yeah.
Is this the resident egret down at the pond?
it is. It
Uh-huh.
certainly is. Yeah.
Everybody's got a lot of pictures of that bird.
Yeah.
A lot of motion
That's
going.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of motion to it. So
Yeah, nice.
it's a little bit of that Adamski effect on it is what it is. So it's the blur path in Photoshop.
Mhm. Nice.
Nice.
Thank you.
And black and white, right, Alan?
Well, the background was black and white. The bird is in color.
Right. Perfect. Wow.
Not that there's much color in it, but
Yeah.
there's
The orange bill. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's nice.
In the eye.
Wow.
Well, that's clever.
So this was a little studio thing we were doing at the camera club up here. And we've got a little droplet of water on the end of this leaf here. And there was can't remember what was behind it. It was some kind of red flower. But the neat thing here is you see the refraction of the flower in the droplet of water.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And it's heart shaped. That's even
Yeah,
more
it's heart
impressive.
shaped as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very nice.
kind of
Oh, it
graphic.
almost looks embryonic.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Was the shape of that flower that
I,
obvious? The
I
flower
honestly
itself?
can't remember. I can't remember. I believe it was, but I can't
Okay.
remember for sure.
Yeah, you might want to consider maybe cropping that in a little bit.
Drop it a little bit.
Yeah, make it a little more dramatic, something like that.
Okay.
Your option. There's
I
a
was
lot-
thinking that your little yellow highlight there. I wonder if that should be white
No, I like it warm.
I like it.
like that.
Yeah.
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 Good.
Very interesting. Wow. What?
Ooh, what is that?
Ellen, that's neat.
This is a butterfly. I took this outside our house in Green Valley. I can't honestly remember how I did this,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's got
That's
something to do with topaz and a few
wow.
other things. But,
Yeah, that's nice.
That's super
That
cool, Alan.
Yeah, I like
very
that.
much. I was thinking in printing this on metal, so
That's really cool.
Mhm. Or maybe canvas.
canvas, you think?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. By the way, I went Dave and saw that show over at Canoa Hills,
Yeah.
and it's all on canvas and
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
nice sizes. Yeah.
Yeah. All on canvas. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. I think Dick Page is a member of our club. I've not met him, but yeah, he's
That's
got
what I was wondering if you knew
a
him.
nice solo show there. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He's actually a neighbor of. He lives across the street from us. I've bought. He had a garage sale going on a couple of years ago, and I bought one of his prints, but I don't really know him otherwise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think he's kind of retired. I think he was fairly involved with the club before I joined, and then I heard he didn't go anymore. I don't know how old he is, but yeah, if you guys are in town, yeah, get over to Canoa Hills inside their lobby. It's a nice show. It's in the hallway and the main area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder where he printed those on
Yeah,
canvas.
I was curious too because he had
Yeah.
pretty reasonably priced. I think they had them for $2.99.
Yep.
Canvas
I-
prints are
Plus
fairly
notes.
inexpensive. So.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Ellen, this would look great on canvas because it's a painting right
Yeah.
now, you know.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, thank
What
you.
is the name of the artist that you guys are talking about?
Dick
I missed that.
Page.
Dick Page or Richard Page.
Page?
Yes.
Paige, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know him. He's not that old, really, but he's a very good photographer. And I haven't seen
Yeah.
him around the club for about 3 years. He used to run a group. It was called Rebel Rousers.
Oh, right.
Oh, I remember that.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. Okay.
Good. All right, so this is we may have seen this one before, but like I say, I was going through some of my older pictures and I came across this, and I just love this shot.
Mhm.
It's the staircase in the Louvre in Paris,
Oh,
and
okay.
this is below the pyramid, one of the pyramids that you see in the square there,
That's inside the pyramid?
inside the pyramid. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so that's a glass pyramid that you see at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And you
I
did
just love the shape and this. I just think it's very elegant looking. So
a white vignette on that?
a white vignette, yeah.
Yeah, that works nicely. Kind of
Yeah, it's really nice.
increases the high key feel to it.
Yes, a high key, yeah.
And Ellen, do you overexpose this at the time of shooting or post-production?
Well, this is post-production. This is a high key effect.
Yeah.
High key.
Yes, yeah,
It's nice.
I like all the lines, the different lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the curve of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really nice. If we push the mid grays a bit to make it even more high key, what it would look like. Let's take a quick peek here. Just out of curiosity, I would probably just go for a curve and now there's this little hand thing here. You can kind of get a feel. It looks like it's all fairly much in this area here. So maybe we'll grab a point here. I'm going to lock down the middle and the lower shadows and the blacks. Keep those all locked. So I'm just working on this. And maybe even pull the highest whites up a bit. I don't know how much it adds. See, if these points aren't here, oops. What happens is when you go to do this, it affects everything.
all right.
Which might be a little smoother in this case. You know, and then you can pull it back down a little bit to get your darks. But yeah, I don't know if that's adding enough to it or taking too much away.
Mhm.
I would maybe just work on it locally and so it doesn't do the line. So I would take this mask and invert it.
So you think it's a little bit too dark, Sandy? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just playing with it, talking out loud here, but yeah, maybe we just kind of yeah. Now I know this is no. Hang on, let's see what happened here. Extra layer in here for some reason. All right, let's go back here. Yeah, just paint it in where you want it. Maybe feather it down a little bit. Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, and then you can adjust it maybe take the opacity down a little bit, kind of see where you like it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just enough to make it even a little more hikey than where you had it if you want. Okay. Right.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right.
Great.
Go down to Jim Bowman. Next.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
Well, I'm sure you've
That's
all
eye
seen,
candy right there.
yeah, I'm sure you've all seen, cactus like that all over Green Valley.
Absolutely.
All through the state.
So, it's really kind of basic. I just put, it was very backlit and drew out put it on to lighten the shadows. I just pulled the shadow bar up and then just ran it through Topaz, and there you have it.
Love it.
I was going to ask what you were feeding them.
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
I was going to ask what you were feeding them.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're kind of starving.
Yeah.
That they are.
Yeah, that's how that cactus works. The more thirsty it is, the pinker it gets, right, Jim?
Oh,
They are starving for water and they
right,
turn pink.
right.
Really?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, that's sharp.
Yeah.
great.
Same thing. Although I just, yeah, obviously we didn't get it backlit, but just ran it through Topaz, and there you go.
Mhm.
Kind of a colorful look.
Yeah.
You're just drawing right into the center of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the blue reflections from the sky, I assume. The way those are accentuated. Nice.
Oh yeah, cool. These are really cool, Jim.
So, so this one, the outer edge, I kind of lightened that, more, and then as I drew it down and put a new layer on, each layer was small, slightly smaller, of course. But I changed the colors so on each layer. So
Yeah,
the way it turned out.
love it.
That's fun. I like the way you let this one protrude a little bit, so like it's coming through. It's nice.
It's neat.
I don't know how this one was. I put was the background. I just changed the sky.
Mhm.
Had a very blue, just an ordinary flat blue sky, but this kind of became more pastel-y. I'm not sure if we should go more pastel or we should go to a deeper color.
Yeah, go either way. It's still in layers.
No, well, I just did a sky replacement, so
Mhm.
I didn't have to do the layers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause it almost, how did you get the pastel effect? Did you make it a little more transparent or just
Yeah, I think I just dropped the transparency down,
okay. Interesting.
and then the sky replacement, you had a filter to make it you know, what do they call that? The sky was blurred.
Mhm.
There's a name for that, and I can't remember which it is.
Yeah, like a Gaussian blur or motion blur.
Yeah, Gaussian kind of like color.
Yeah, looks like something happened here on the edge. Maybe you might want to just crop that off
Yeah.
and then, just clone that out and and I think you'll be where you need to be. And then maybe just play around with saturations to see what works for you. You could do a real simple one where you're just oh, I guess we can go into camera raw. Just play around there. Let's just look at color mixer here. Well, let's do mixer first and just work by colors and see what happens here. And we can go with saturation. So yeah, you can pull the yellows out. Maybe either take the greens up or down. It's your choice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If you want to punch the blues as well, or maybe even pull them back a little bit. You could go either way with that. I think it gets a little muddy if you pull them back, so maybe just a hair, something like that. That's
Yeah, it's just a matter of fine tuning, which
yeah,
what everybody liked.
yeah, there's color grading too. You can take your midtones and play with those.
Oh,
Kind of warm it.
Yeah.
Maybe cool off your shadows a little more. Make your highlights a little warmer. Yeah, a lot you can do with it. So yeah, that might help it out. Yeah.
okay.
It's very nice.
So this, believe it or not, these are silk flowers, but backlit with kind of a studio look, but I just put backlit it with a studio light, and that's what it came out.
Mm-hmm. It almost reminds me of the series, I don't know if you've ever seen it, where the guy took flowers and x-rayed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
That same kind of effect. There's a little more monochrome, but yeah, that's very nice. I like that.
Got some nice shapes there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Be interesting in black and white too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Sandy, can you do that in one click? Turn that image black and white?
Oh yeah. Yeah, easily. Well, you get a couple choices here. You can either go into use saturation.
Saturation, yeah.
Just take your saturation all the way down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. The other would be to just get the black and white filter here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah,
got the one below it or above it.
yeah, there it is. I haven't played with so now. See, is this right? No, that's a photo filter. We must have hit the wrong one here.
Yeah, you hit the wrong one.
Yeah. Thinking, boy, that doesn't look anything like black and white. Nicer thing about this one is you can play with each color and kind of make it
Oh, yeah.
lighter rather
Look
than
at that.
saturating everything. So this gives you a lot more latitude.
I was just wondering, is there an infrared filter there as well, or?
I don't know. I don't think so. Something like that could work, and then maybe selectively you could blur areas if you wanted to. You know, you could just throw these other ones out here.
Yeah, you can play around with this endlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Did I not delete those?
You know, kind of
Okay.
with it backlit, it really has a variety of looks.
Yeah, you could take that and copy it and then turn it off, and we'll take the background one and just kind of do a Gaussian blur on that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's,
Oh, wow.
It's gone.
yeah, somewhere in there, you know, you can do something like that, and then take this one above,
Oh,
you know, and add a mask to it.
And just go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Invert it and then just paint it what you want with a brush using white and just kind of, kind of do things like that. Sort of, yeah, something like that one. Yeah, kind of play with it a little bit. A little point of interest. That's
Now it does look like a negative.
yeah, it's starting to
oh, right.
yeah, maybe just
Negative.
take that down a little bit. It's not quite so sharp. There you go. There's something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Nice work, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. Jim Murphy.
Okay, so last 3 years, my daughter and I go out on a certain day. There's a competition called Chasing the Light, and you can take photographs on that day and pick your 5 best ones and that you like and send them in. And this year's I just used my iPhone. I loaned my camera to my daughter, and this is a museum, side of a museum that I shot with the iPhone. And it was the only one I did in color, but this one did get juried into the competition or exhibit or whatever. And so I've been taking lessons from Dave. So you had to name your photos for, that was one of the requirements. So this is kind of futuristic looking. So I named it Building on the Past. That's
Okay.
there you go.
Clever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the blue streak at the top?
That's a mystery. No, it's a contrail.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just kind of a fun shot.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Now that would be a nice metal prep.
Mhm.
All right.
I hope
I
he's
don't want
got
to spend a
license.
lot of time on this photo, but there's a new feature. We're talking a lot. Dave was talking about reflections and museums. So there's a new feature that supposed to remove reflections. So
Yeah.
that's the original.
Oh.
And then this is one that I had to go and then touch it up a little bit more. And then the third one down is the one that the reflection tool. That's what it did. So I was kind of disappointed in the reflection tool, but it gets you halfway there or so.
Yeah.
You still have to work on it.
Yeah, I found some shots that didn't do anything, and other shots that worked really well. It's kind of hard.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take this one and show everybody what you're talking about.
Are you doing an ad campaign for Subaru?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has a dog in their Subaru here. I don't know what the deal on that is. It must be a requirement.
So in your camera raw, if it ever comes out, come on. I think I hit the wrong one. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, so in your erase tool now, you've got reflections and people. People is great. So if you're out, you're shooting and you're waiting and waiting for everybody to get out of the way and they don't, you can shoot it and get rid of the people, which is kind of nice. But the reflections one is here. And if you hit apply, and it's got different modes. If you keep it in preview, it works fairly quickly. Well, this is coming
Yeah,
down.
it can be a little bit slow. I noticed that on some pictures pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and it's pulling the original from the cloud too, so that might be a problem because I've got you guys in Dropbox. But so that's 100%. And see, you can vary it to guide. So there's the reflection.
Oh,
You know, if you want to just see what the reflection is, you kind of make
Interesting.
you can make them misty, or you can just kind of pull it out of there.
Wow.
wow.
And then after
Hmm.
that happens, you can go to best and let it do its thing, and it'll give you a nice sharp image.
I didn't realize there was a drop down there, so I didn't try best.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna clean up the white, but it's gonna make the image sharper.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, you can go in and do your thing. And
Yeah, I just went in and painted it out.
yeah, that's a pretty easy way to do it. So that's that one. Maybe later if I can find something with some people in it, we can try that one too. There is another option as well on denoise, which I can show you on one of my shots later on. But yeah, it's pretty cool. They've added some nice stuff. So yeah, so you got it to here, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I took it to there.
Yeah,
I didn't
good.
spend a lot of time on it, but
Yeah.
That's quite a difference. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
this was another iPhone shot that I sent in for the competition. But it's kind of a cool, it's a bigger than life-size sculpture
Yeah.
on a trapeze and out over a store. I don't know why, but it was eye-catching, so I shot it.
Sure. I
Turned it
like it.
black and white.
It's a lot of fun.
Or somewhere else.
That's neat.
Jim,
What's that?
is this in Bellingham or elsewhere?
This is in Bellingham, yeah, downtown Bellingham.
That's fun.
Shot all our pictures in. There was a farmer's market we went to, and a kind of a hippie guitar store, and different places to take shots.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's fun.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe a little vignette might help on this.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, probably would.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't do the vignette. I just saw this. I went and I found an eagle's nest and got some pictures of a rather large baby eagle, but I didn't present those today. But this was a parent bird, and at the time I had spot focus, and it came flying by, and I didn't have time to reset it. So I was tracking this bird and trying to get the spot on the bird with, about half the time I was missing the bird.
Yeah.
So it was kind of out of focus, but I took it into sharpen and I was able to sharpen it up quite a bit. And I played with the colors. I've been having fun kind of desaturating things a little bit lately. And I put, like Dave, I put a little line around it. And so just make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the line in into the image so that it carries beyond it. That's kind of nice.
So you did that border in Lightroom, Jim?
No, let's see. I did that? I think I did that border in Studio 2.
Yeah. That makes sense.
They have way down the menu on the website, they have you can do color borders and
Frames and all kinds of
make them different widths and all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff.
beveled map boards and frames and
Yeah.
anything you want. You can change the lighting to add shadows and highlights. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Kim. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, I do have to leave at 2 o'clock today. I apologize.
Okay. I'm glad we got you early.
We were in Silver City, New Mexico 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
These are the Hia cliff dwellings outside of about, well, to get there, like about an hour and a half from where we were staying, just because the road to get there is just so winding. A 30-mile drive took about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I hear it's
Yeah,
pretty brutal
the
too.
speed limit on the road is 35, and you weren't even going that fast
Yeah,
because it just winds back and forth like crazy.
have they graded it or is it still pretty bad?
It is now paved. The real
What?
winding part, it is now
Wow.
paved,
Wow.
but it's narrow.
Yeah.
It's still narrow.
Yeah.
Then you finally connect with the older portion that's a bit wider and is, has the lane markings and everything on it.
Mhm. Are you allowed to go up?
Pardon me?
Are you allowed to go up the ladder and into
Yes, this actually, we came down the ladder.
Mhm.
Wow.
These cliff dwellings, there are five dwellings up there. One of them you cannot go in. It's been pretty much because it's been exposed to the elements over the decades.
Right.
There's not much to it anymore. The other ones you can actually walk into and walk through. They've got paths through them, and then there's signs saying don't go past this point.
Right.
But so we were up in those buildings, and then we came down this ladder, which was kind of interesting to do because I had my camera around my neck and I
Yeah.
had a walking stick in one hand and hanging onto the camera with the other. So my husband held on to my walking stick with his while I came down, and then he passed those down to me, and then he came down.
Nice. Do they still have a fair amount of petroglyphs that you can get to?
We in this area we didn't really where we were we didn't see any, but there's another area that we didn't get to that's about an hour from the lodge we are staying in called Rock City, and I believe there's a lot of petroglyphs there.
Yeah, yeah,
But we really didn't see any in these cliff dwellings.
yeah. 'Cause we know a lot about the area, but we haven't actually gone to the sites.
Uh-huh.
Silver City's fun anyway, but yeah, the cliff dwellings and the petroglyphs are supposed to be really good there. I think now we have a high enough clearance vehicle we can do it. Although now it's paved, so that'll make it.
Sure. Yeah, it was with Chris driving, there were a couple points when as he was driving through the very winding, he's like, you want to turn back? No.
Yeah.
He's asking me if I'm all right because I am very susceptible to motion sickness. So the winding back and forth, but I had drugged up, so I was okay. But it was just the winding road and just trying to stay on the road that was getting to him, I think, as much as anything.
Yeah.
But it was definitely an interesting place. And you can see there's another picture too. The ceiling, just how dark it is from the smoke.
Yeah, yeah. Have you guys, any of you been to Walnut Canyon?
No.
Yeah, it's another one you can walk through. It's pretty amazing.
But yeah, I just converted it to black and white. Same with this one.
Mhm.
Even though it looks a little sepia, but it is a black and white filter. One of the settings in Studio 2. And again, we were on the other side of this wall. We could walk through there. You can see where there were bedrooms as such, or like a kitchen type area.
Yeah. So there must have been a ladder or something on this T-door at some point.
There might have been, yeah.
And you can see where the ceiling or the floor from the ceiling from the floor below or the floor from this particular one is. Yeah, pretty amazing architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How old is this, do they project that this is?
Oh, back like it's, I would say back in the 1400s, I think. It's a
Okay.
great Indian that I've met, Mongolian. It's not Mongolian. There's no L's in it as such. But back in the 1300s, and they did not. It is a tribe that didn't last very long. Silver City is about 3.5 hours from Green Valley, so it's half a day's drive to get there. But it's an interesting little town. Not
There's quite a few of these developments all over, right? I
Yeah,
remember seeing one in New Mexico. So I can't remember the name of it, but
Yeah.
it was very similar to this.
Yeah.
yeah. I think, and there's that Montezuma's castle up by Sedona, but that one you can't go up next. You've got to look at from down below. You can't get up close to it.
Yeah, and there's another one above
Canyon de
Roosevelt
Chelly
Lake.
is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Canyon de Chelly, Chaco Canyon's pretty amazing.
Chaco Canyon, that's kind of a
Yeah,
drawing
and Mesa
too.
Verde up by Four Corners. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And there's some smaller ones too. But yeah, if you guys are into that, there's plenty around here.
So I mean, it shows you how much these guys must have been in contact with each other, even given the distances. It must have been pretty amazing that word spread around, I guess.
mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
when you look at how they had before they had their ladders, as the young Forest Service volunteer that was about at the bottom of the trail when we got back. I said something about walking it. He said, "Yeah, and we all have the trail to walk on it." He said the people that lived there had to scramble up the side of the rocks to get up there to even build things. It's not like there were paths.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine having a bunch of little kids up there.
Oh, geez.
Like Walnut Canyon, I mean, it's just like straight drop-offs and you're raising families there. Pretty amazing. Yeah. And the trade, I mean, like Chaco Canyon's out in the middle of nowhere, and there was, seashells and other things that actually came up from, the Baja area and other places that were there. So it was a pretty established trade route.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nope, there's one up from that. Yeah, there we go. The
Oh.
the lodge we were staying at in Silver City had just tons of artwork, both on the grounds outside, and then the lodge itself was just filled with all sorts of artwork.
Mhm.
So this was out in their front yard area. So I just applied. I couldn't. I tried to mask it, but there was too much coming through all the cutouts in the wings to do anything with.
Right.
So I put a cartoon filter on it instead, cropped it in and put a cartoon filter on it.
Mhm.
And then just amped up the contrast and the colors, just brightened it up a lot more, just to give it more, it's especially just the butterfly, just to give it more of a cartoon feel.
Mhm. That's cool.
Yeah.
You may want to just deepen this down a little bit
Okay.
so you have more visual going to here. That could work. I love the kind of rainbow effect you got going.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's neat.
And then this was on one of the trails at the lodge, and they had this bench, and then there was another one that wasn't a zebra. I'm not sure what it was. So again, I amped up the colors, brightened up the colors even more, and then put an impressionist look to it
Mhm.
for the background, just to kind of soften the looks
Yeah.
of the trees and everything behind it. So just something fun, nothing
Yeah.
too major or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
And then this windmill was, I actually shot this from outside the balcony that was on our room because we were on the second floor. So this is really cropped in because I couldn't, we were a bit of a distance from it.
Yeah.
But so it's sort of hard to see, but I love the copper colors
Yeah.
of the blades and then the blue of the fantail. And then you can see there's tail feathers painted on the fantail. And then each blade itself has a bird on it.
Oh yeah. Very
Which I
cool.
didn't see that until I was processing it. I couldn't see that from a distance.
Oh yeah. This almost looks dimensional, like this is clear and this is
Yeah.
actually behind it.
Yeah.
But it's not. Surprisingly, it's just solid.
Yeah, now you can see that. Yeah, it was painted on there. That's nice.
But it's really cropped in because, like I said, we're quite a bit of a distance from it. So, and at first I had it with some of the more background in the sky. I think, nah, it just didn't look right. I really needed it honed in.
Yeah. You may want to just lose this tree here.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I like it. Maybe a slight vignette will bring you into it a little more too.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I gotta go. I'll see you all next time.
See you,
See
Jim.
you, Jim. Have a
Bye.
good
Thank
day.
you.
Take care.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Stay warm.
Thank you.
This is a fledgling hawk who was doing its best to fly,
Oh, wow.
and he got in this bush that really couldn't support his weight. And I just got lucky just getting that because he was just fluttering and moving around.
Wow.
And I put a little black vignette around it. I didn't want to blur the background too much because then I lost some of the trees
Yeah.
that he was actually standing on. So I left it like that.
He looks wet.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, that's just all the mold
Yeah.
come out of him. He doesn't,
Yeah.
Huh.
his wings.
You might want to consider a square or tighter crop on this, just to
Oh.
bring it in a little tighter.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Maybe just brighten this up here a little bit too.
Now this, I just blew the color up, and I like the idea of the buds at the top looking like they're floating. I took off
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that's neat.
branches that go to them, just didn't come out, and I
Mhm.
put a gradient on the background.
Yeah.
Give it
Love
some
the color.
I like that effect that you've got. That just really, really looks nice.
Thank you.
Mhm. I don't know if this is adding anything.
No, I can take that out for sure.
Yeah.
I want to know how you manage to get it so sharp. It seems like it's always so windy to try and get those.
No, I got lucky, I guess.
I
I did
guess.
sharpen it some.
Fast shutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, getting you focused in the first place. Paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Now this is the same fledgling. This was taken with my iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave it a little painterly look.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm. Yeah, that works
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, you kind of feel sorry for him.
I was thinking
Yeah,
the same thing. Yeah,
Jim, I was feeling that. I'm glad you said that.
yeah.
And
I
he's
thought,
cute too.
yeah.
A little pouty. I want to fly. Yeah, very nice.
Now, this was a shot taken at Sedona quite a while ago. I just like the clouds and the light coming in on the from the right end going down.
Mm-hmm.
I brought up some of the colors a little bit, but
Put a little effect
um,
on it.
but you can see the top of the rocks coming through the clouds.
Yeah, I like that.
I did add a little bit of texture up top there.
Yeah,
Love
I
the
can see it
clouds.
now.
Love the clouds.
Nice.
And this I call
That's
the
neat.
Sentinel.
Yeah.
I took and replaced the sky. It was really blue, and I put it in with some clouds. But the blue was still too bright, so I said, I'm going to make it black and white. I like the monochrome
Yeah, it's a nice
Yes.
piece.
It gives it a total different feel than what a color image would give it.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether I should make the sky a tad darker, but I
It
like
looks
the
good. The moon's
I like
over
monochrome.
it.
here.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
good piece, Paula. I like it.
yeah,
Thank you.
I think
Yeah,
if it
that's
was
good.
darker, it might distract from the bird since he's so dark.
Yep,
All right.
right.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a dance. I don't know, we can
That's
play.
just right.
Yeah.
Ah,
That was taken with my cell phone. There was
Yeah.
actually two crows there, but by the time I got Amigo calmed down enough for me to get a picture, the other one had flown off.
right. Let's try radiant and gradient and kind of just maybe something like that. And invert that. Maybe make it a little bigger. Let's try exposure first. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, that might work. And then you could duplicate this layer and invert it, and then just take the middle and pitch it up slightly. There you go. There's your before, there's your after.
Interesting.
Oh wow. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that. It's much
might even
better.
make that a little bigger when you invert it to kind of spread it out a bit.
Good image.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I think we got everybody. Yeah. All right. Well, I haven't been out shooting, so I decided to do some more of my turkey stuff. So here we go.
Yeah.
Let's start out with some of the kids. This woman I was shooting her building and she came out with the youngster on her shoulder there and asked me to take her portrait, which was kind of unusual. Usually they go and hide. So that was kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get a copy?
No, no coffee. But this is a really teeny little town. We just kind of walk through.
Really nice.
Yeah, so
Um,
looks like a little dove, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
pigeon.
Or a pigeon, yeah. Pigeon or a dove, I'm not sure. Yeah. This guy was really good with that soccer
This
ball.
is, this is Istanbul, right?
No, it's Turkey, but yeah, it's out in the remote areas. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. We drove about 8,000 miles all across the country.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go in September.
Oh,
Really?
Istanbul is very fascinating. It's just so much history there and so much to see. But yeah, if you want to check on places to see, we can compare notes if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
great. All right.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Pretty intense
Like
little
the
work.
Little Prince.
He
Yeah.
doesn't look too happy.
Yeah. Oh,
he didn't have a choice.
exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Mother made me.
It's like, why am I dressed like this?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
these little sesame bread things are just great.
I like that.
Everywhere. Yeah, just in the pools around the salt areas. And this kid was entertaining all the old folks here.
And the dog.
And the
And the
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a strange profile.
Yeah.
Guess he's got to grow into that head a bit.
Yeah.
Mhm. Fresh eggs.
That's a nice.
Wow.
Visiting, delivering to one of the restaurants there. Shopkeeper, spices.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
It's a good one. Oh,
It's quite the expression.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a deep thought.
So I'm assuming he makes all of these things.
It goes back to Ottoman days.
Yeah, definitely. One of the fishmongers.
What? Oh, fish. Okay.
It's kind of weird the way they pull the gills out for decoration.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That is strange.
Yeah, yeah. One of the markets.
Were the
Good.
gills really that red, or did you brighten the colors up?
Oh, they were that red.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a good picture.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Talking in a mosque.
That's really cool.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the last one I got. But let me show you the. I've got the raw one here. Let me just quickly show you the new denoise, which is pretty cool. Okay, so get the information on this one. Oh, it won't give you information. It doesn't Lightroom, but I guess I can't toggle it
So
here.
is that a new denoise and camera raw only,
Yes.
or
Yeah, camera raw and Lightroom. Yeah,
And-
if you update to the current one. So let me go 100% here. You can see it's
Uh,
or even 200%. It's pretty noisy.
yeah.
Yeah, so now instead of it duplicating and making a DNG and you have to figure out how much you want to give it and then that's it. And if you don't like it, you throw it out and start over again. Now you just come down to detail, click on denoise. Takes a little while to set up. But once it's set up, then it'll default to 50%. Once it's set up,
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
Wow.
What?
yeah,
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow, Sandy.
you can give it less or more, So if you want a little grain in there, you can add it. Or if you really want to clear it up. I think that it's getting almost too.
That's incredible.
Yeah, if you double click it, it goes back to normal.
That's a good shot right there, that crop.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
You hit auto here, so you see a little. So it's still a little noisy in the shadow there and in the wall. So instead of having to start over again, you can just go back now and add a little more. So that's a real nice improvement. The other thing is, you used to have to choose whether you're going to do denoise or something else. And once you did it, you were stuck with it. You're still stuck with it, but if you click it off, it gives you the other options. So if you want to
Unbelievable.
do the super resolution and make it twice as big, you can do that too. But you can't do both at the same time. Yeah, so that's double. But the nice is you can go back and forth. Raw detail doesn't really seem to do a whole lot. I wasn't all that impressed with that, but the denoises and the fact that you can go back and forth, really
Amazing.
nice.
Is that in the beta one, Sandy?
No,
That-
this is well, I don't know if it's in beta or the regular. I know it's in beta, but I think it's released in the regular one as well. But well, you know what? It's in camera raw, so yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's beta or
Right,
the
right.
regular release. But it's also in Lightroom.
I've been using the one in Lightroom, but it's not like that. So
Yeah, get the update. It just came out last week, so make sure you update it.
Oh,
Yeah, and then again in the erase, you've got the reflections, which we looked at earlier, and then the people one, which is pretty cool. Again, if you got a lot of people in a shot, you don't want them. It'll get rid of the extraneous ones, which is kind of nice. So